Hi, friends. Welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about how, when we go on this journey of taking on the responsibility for turning our attention inward and tuning up our human instrument, we automatically create sanctuary within ourselves and we become a living, breathing, walking sanctuary, and a sanctuary that we take with us everywhere we go. And how not only is that beneficial for us, but you start to impact everyone that is in your atmosphere, that is in your environment, that is in your social dynamic. So, when we go on this journey and take on this responsibility for turning our attention inward daily, consistently, and tune up our human instrument. And I've talked about this extensively in other videos. And what I mean by that is we turn our consciousness inward and we take inventory of the thoughts and the feelings that we are allowing to enter the programming system of our mind and our heart. And in doing so, we investigate and we process, release self deprecating, toxic, depleting thought patterns and feelings that we have been holding on to for years and years and years that aren't serving us. And when we do that, we automatically create a serene and peaceful environment within ourselves. So, therefore, we become a sanctuary. So, we don't have to go ever in search of sanctuaries outside of us or even build sanctuaries within our house in order to escape to find serenity and to find peace. We become that. It lives within us and we take it with us everywhere we go. At first, it becomes more of an intentional, conscious process, but with time, with consistency, with practice, it becomes automatic and your presence becomes healing, it becomes inspiring, and it creates serenity and peace everywhere you go. And it's an automatic thing. It's not anything that you are intentionally or consciously attempting to do. You just become that. So, this is just one of the beautiful and productive benefits from this practice of tuning up your human instrument, is that your instrument, your human being, your human creature becomes a sanctuary, and you are constantly radiating peace, serenity, harmony, contentment, joy, gratitude, because the more you tune up your instrument, the more you process and release self deprecating, depleting, toxic thought patterns, the more you are allowing that space for that creative genius that lives within you and that is you at the core of your being to have access to your human instrument. And that energy, that force, it is pure harmony. It is pure creative energy. It is pure ecstasy. And so you begin to embody that more and more genuinely the more you practice. And with time, with patience, with consistency, it would just becomes your automatic state of being. So at first, it definitely takes an intentional approach. But again, with time, with consistency, with practice, you just automatically become a presence of serenity and of ecstasy, because that is who and what you are at the core of your being. Again, I've talked about this extensively in my other videos, but from my perspective, who and what we all are at the core of our beings is that universal genius that is back of everything in nature and everything in the universe, that God force energy, that life force energy that is animating you. That is your true self. And when we create the right environment within ourselves, we allow this creative genius, this life force energy to take control and to be the one that is moving us, that is guiding us, that is motivating us, that is the one who is expressing its creative genius through us without any obstacles or obstructions within ourselves. That is something we have to intentionally do. And I genuinely believe that is our primary responsibility as these powerful and mysterious human creatures. And again, when we do so, we become a living, breathing, walking sanctuary. And it's not something, again, that is intentional, really. It's an automatic state of being. And not only do you benefit from it, but everyone you come into contact with will benefit from you being in this state of being. And it will inspire them, it will motivate them, it will make them curious about how you have been able to transform yourself into this state of being. Because, right, I feel like most of us really aren't at, you know, aren't naturally in the state because we have allowed years and years and years and years of limiting, toxic, self deprecating thought patterns to run absolutely unchecked within an unmaintained system of our mind and our heart. And in doing so, that is what we are radiating. We are radiating confusion, we are radiating insecurities, limiting beliefs, because that is just what we have been taught. That's how we have been programmed, anyways, from generation upon generation of thought patterns that are in this, are self-deprecating, limiting, and toxic. You don't have to allow yourself to entertain these thoughts. They're just a product of confusion, generation to generation to generation, because ultimately this human experience is so mysterious, and I guess we get overwhelmed by the mystery of it, that we identify it all as being mundane, and we somehow just fall into this vortex of limitation, of lack, limitation, of scarcity. These are all illusions from my perspective. I'll do a whole other video on all the illusions that we entertain in this human experience. But from my perspective, from my experience, ideas of lack and limitation are an illusion. But when you habitually entertain these thoughts, your life experience will reflect that. This energy ultimately is neutral. In its natural state, when given the right environment, it truly only wants to thrive and flourish and to be delighted. But when it comes into contact with the human creature, because we're so powerful and we're constantly informing it based upon negative, toxic, depleting, and self-deprecating thought patterns, it will deliver that to us because we are that powerful. But you can reverse that just as easily, but it's not, I mean, the work is, it is hard work. It is hard work. The work is done on the inside, but it is possible. The same way you are constantly manifesting on your external reality conditions that reflect self-deprecating, depleting, and toxic thought patterns. When you go on this journey of reversing that, your external reality will rearrange itself to reflect the life affirming, productive, healing, nourishing thought patterns that you are consciously self cultivating, and your 3-dimensional reality, which is a reflection that is constantly reflecting back to you your internal state, your internal environment, your habitual thought patterns, your habitual feelings. Again, these are all perspectives. I am definitely not here to tell you that I have all the answers and this is absolutely 100% how life operates. But from my experience and from my own personal research, and ultimately, we all have this ability to make sense of this human life based upon our own perspective. And I really love sharing these things because they're so empowering and helps us have a more joyful and meaningful experience in this epic human journey. Because too many of us have fallen into an illusion that all is doomed and that we are helpless. But again, from my own experience, I have personally seen time and time and time again how much my external is affected by what's going on inside of me. And there's something to be said about like conscious manifestation, which is really hot topic, but I am personally still on that journey. But I undeniably personally know that my overall internal state is shaping my external reality, and it is constantly magnetizing or repelling people, places, things, and conditions into my life. And then my choices that I make when those conditions are brought to me are 100% shaped upon what is going on inside of me. So for me, the most powerful thing that I have found is to tune up my human instrument daily. And by doing so, I know that anytime, if and when anything challenging comes my way, I am approaching it from a place of serenity and of calm and quiet peace and confidence, and of being rooted in knowing that the power that is responsible for setting planets in motion and for the symphony of nature is the same power that is making decisions through this human instrument, and allows me to move through life with more grace and more trust and more confidence, genuine confidence, and to be that living, breathing, walking sanctuary because it feels so good. It just feels great to be able to rest in that. No matter where I go, what comes my way, I take my sanctuary with me. And we all have access to this. We all have this ability. So, yeah, I just wanted to leave that there in case it resonates with anybody out there and just helps motivate them and inspires them to get curious about the power that lives within them and the human potential and just this human experience altogether. And just to know that you have the ability to become a living, breathing, walking sanctuary and to take that with you everywhere you go. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them below. I am the most grateful that you dropped by. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.